Good day, folks. It's Alex here. Hope you're doing fantastic and you're staying safe. In this video, I want to talk about the stock market, about what to expect and what to do in this market, and about the six points why the market should actually go down. So stay tuned. Well, if you've been watching the market recently, you saw that it was at 30,000 Dow points all-time high, then it went down to 18,000 points, and then it went back up to 23,000 points, and it was a crazy ride, to be honest, just a crazy ride. Some people who had put options, they made lots of money. People who were shorting market, they made lots of money. People who bought the market at all-time lows, was absolutely great market for them. But the question that we would try to answer is, have we reached the bottom? Are we going to see the second bottom here or not? And my perspective is that probably we're going to see the second bottom. Is that we're not going to see a V-shaped recovery as everybody is talking about, or U-shaped recovery. Probably will be more L-shaped recovery or slow recovery, because this illness that we're facing at this stage has a huge impact on the economy. Lots of things that we used to do we're not allowed to do, and we don't know when it's going to be safe and when it's going to be possible to do those things. So to me, the current state of the market doesn't represent the state of the economy, right? You might argue, look, but we have all this government support, we have CARES Act in place, we have Fed that is promising to bail out every single business, help every single individual. But you know what? Like, from my friends and from my family, nobody has received any support yet. And it might take quite some time for businesses to receive this support. All the stimulus packages, it's great, and it's kind of like a support for a promise to support the business, but it can take a while to be delivered, and it's just a life support. It's just a temporary measure, because the businesses, they need customers, and without customers, they will be always on the life support. They will be always on those steroids, if you can call them, that they were injected by the government. Because just think about it, it's like 4.3 trillion of dollars were injected and were promised to businesses and individuals impacted by this illness. It's just crazy. Now, why I think that we're going to see a second bottom here. So point number one, right? Look at the market. Look at the market state at this stage. We're at 23,000 points as of today. 23,000 points is the same as November 2017. November 2017, just think about that. Like, back then, we were able to travel, we were able to go to conferences, we were able to go to restaurants, we were able to do many, many things that we are not able to do today. And you can argue, well, look, but we're going to recover like in a month or two. But would we be able to recover back to the normal in a month or two? So we can say like, oh, our economy is at the same level of 2017. I would doubt it. I would say that probably we are somewhere at around 2011 or 2010 economy at this stage, right? So point number two. Is that why we won't be able to recover that fast? Is that the vaccine is not there. The most optimistic estimate is saying, well, we're going to see the vaccine in 9 months. Pfizer just announced last week saying, oh, we're going to create a vaccine in 9 months. And it's going to be widely available. But would it be widely available? That's the question. Would it be ready in 9 months? That's the question again, because it might take them 12 months. 18 months, 24 months, there's no guarantee that we're going to see a vaccine in 9 months. Right? If you look at some European news as well, for instance, President Macron of France, he's saying about closing French borders until September. Just think about till September. It's like 4 or 5 months worth of business, right? it's just crazy. Just lots of local businesses in France, they would have to either stay on this life support that is passed by the government, or they will have to go bankrupt, or I don't know what they have to do. It's just they will be impacted. There will be lots of financial difficulties to all those businesses, right? It's just crazy. Now, point number 3, and point number 3 is extra expenses that that the companies and that the government will spend in order to save us against the second wave, right? So once we're back to normal, once we're back to the offices, back to factories, we need to ensure that there is some level of security and there is some level of safety for employees. And in order to do that, we'll have to probably wear masks, we'll probably have to keep social distancing. And if you look at some companies, for instance, Delta Airlines is saying that they will keep the middle seats locked to keep the social distancing, right? Which means that if you have a plane that can carry 200 passengers, it will only be able to carry 120, reducing profit for Delta per seat and per flight. Same for other businesses. Again, they need to spend some money and some effort to build this extra infrastructure to ensure that air is properly recirculated, that we have filters, that we have enough masks, that we have enough hand sanitizer. Right? Number 4 is lower demand. Right? So as you know, many families are now jobless. Right? Many people are jobless. They don't have enough money to go and spend and buy like $100 dinners. Right? They don't have enough money to go on cruises. They don't have enough money to go on vacations. Same for cars and things like that. Right? The families who have jobs, who can work remotely, they still want to save money because there are lots of uncertainties. They're not gonna go and spend all this money on restaurants or entertainment. They're gonna cut down on the expenses, right? So once some sort of lockdown measures are off and we're able to go to restaurants, I probably would say that we wouldn't see much people going to restaurants and much people doing non-essential activities. Right. Number 5. Point number 5 is actually mortgage crisis. So we see lots of people missing out on mortgages, lots of people missing out on their rent. And JP Morgan expects there will be more defaults. Lots of banks expect there will be more defaults. And that's why if you look at the conditions for new mortgages, for instance, JP Morgan is tightening the mortgage conditions. And now you have to have a credit score of 700 or above and make 20% down payment to qualify for a home loan. Now, number 6. And number 6 is overall economy, right? So if you look at the economy as a whole, you see that many conferences got cancelled. Like Google is not hosting the developers conference, Facebook is not hosting, Cisco is not hosting their conferences. Many conferences got cancelled. And lots of business trips are cancelled. That means that centers that used to have these conferences like Las Vegas and Macau and San Francisco, they're missing revenues. Their hotels are not getting booked. Their conference facilities are not used. And the airlines that used to fly people around the world, they're missing on those business passengers. And for instance, Cisco just canceled their conference in August. That means there will be no conferences, no business events till September. Until September, it's another 4-5 months from now. Right? And as an addition to these conferences, generally people sign some contracts, generally people get some new ideas. There will be less of innovation, less of contracts, less of revenues as a result of less conferencing, right? So now to conclude, I just want to say that I do expect Dow to retest the lows. I think that Fed and the government is doing a fantastic job. They're at least giving some money to the firms, to the companies. but it's a temporary measure. We need to see a demand in the services and goods. Unless we see the demand, we cannot recover. We'll always be on this life support. And that demand would come only when the vaccine is ready. And the vaccine is ready, you know when, right? So that's why I would say that probably at this stage, if you have some cash or if you have some investments, probably hold on that cash. Don't invest at these levels. Probably wait for it to retest 18,000, 19,000, maybe 20,000 points. If you're really keen, just think smartly. Start investing in batches at 20,000, 90,000, 18,000 levels. But I expect that it will still retest the lows and probably it will hit 15,000 or 16,000 points level before it will fully recover. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to smash the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, have a great day.